Kia ora, I'm Erin J. Doyle. Welcome to my channel. It's raining, so if there's a little bit of a, weird hissing background noise, it's the rain. We aren't going to speak ill of it. We need rain, so I'm going to stop talking about the weather now and move on to the point of this video, which is 1, a tiny bit of a book haul because I've accumulated a few books and it's about time, and 2, to talk about my decided upon plan for NaNoWriMo, which is in just a few days. And I'm not ready, but that's fine, we have a plan. Okay, so book haul time. First up, we have a book that I purchased 100% just for the cover because oh my god, look at it. This is Mischief Acts, and my understanding is that it's about a forest spirit and long-lived, changing world, like urban encroachment on forests, etc. Whatever. Look at the cover. The cover. Oh my god, the cover. So beautiful. Sadly, for the, book aesthetics perspective, the inside isn't super good, but it's fine. It's fine. We have the dust jacket, and that's all we really care about for this one. Next we have both Breach of Peace and Rebel's Creed by Daniel Green, who is a booktuber. I'm sure you're probably aware of him. These will appear in a future video, so we'll just move on from those quickly. I've also picked up The Axeman's Carnival by Catherine Chidgey. Of course I had to go and get this the instant it came out because it's important to support your author friends, but also I just genuinely really enjoy her work. I do expect this to be quite different from some of her other recent books. So her previous 2 adult novels, Remote Sympathy and The Wish Child, were both set in Nazi Germany, whereas this is set in New Zealand and narrated by a magpie. So I expect it to be quite different. I know literally nothing else though, so we'll get to find out. I was quite sad that I missed the launch for this because a couple of years ago Catherine published her first children's book, Jiffy Cat Detective, which is about her cat. In addition to getting it signed by the author and the illustrator at the book launch, you also got it signed by her cat, Jiffy. And I thought this was really cute. And then in the lead up to the launch of Axeman's Carnival, I saw that she had prepared stickers so that the magpie that the book is about can also sign the book, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. But book launches are on Thursdays and this one wasn't in my city and I don't have a car, so impossible. So we're just going to be a bit sad that I don't have a sticker in it and move on. Next I grabbed The Kite Runner. I tried to get this for Banned Book Week 2021 and I just couldn't find it, and then I think I found it, but it was like a mysteriously really expensive edition. So I thought, oh well, next year. And then this year the author of this book was stabbed, and I thought, okay, well that book's going straight to the top of my reading list, but then I couldn't find it anywhere. Like, it was just sold out all the bookstores, and I hoped that this was because a whole bunch of people went, wow, okay, let's support the author, and bought it. So I wasn't able to read it for Banned Book Week this year, so when I saw this on a bookshelf over the weekend I was like, grab! Okay, I have it! I have secured my copy. So Banned Book Week 2023, this will be at the top of the list. Right, next we've got our second book by a New Zealand author. This is Tarquin the Honest, and this one, the cover was a bit of a seller. I mean, apart from being a bit too shiny for my lights, just look how pretty it is. I really like that stained glass effect. I think it's really cool. The other thing that really sold this was Tarquin the Honest is also described in the blurb as a liar, a coward, a charlatan and a cheat, and it is a adventure-y fantasy, so all promising, exciting things. But the really exciting part is this is fantasy traditionally published in a New Zealand bookstore by a New Zealand author. That is not impossible and unheard of, but extremely rare. I won't get into ranting about New Zealand publishing, but a person did the very hard thing, so Insta support is required. And finally, an impulse purchase, we have The Mountain in the Sea. This is about somebody who is researching octopuses and their intelligence, and who perhaps should have read the fine print on their employment contract a little more closely. Based on the blurb, I think there's stuff in here to do with an evil corporation and AI and stuff, but who knows? Like I said, this was very much an impulse purchase because I found out at the counter of the bookstore that there were credits to be spent, and I just kind of went, oh, that one! So yeah, that's kind of all I know about this one. I got hot, so cardigan had to go. Now, on to NaNoWriMo things. I said in my last video that I had several ideas with varying levels of research, planning, preparations, etc. made, and I had to just pick one to expand on for NaNoWriMo. Now, time was quite short, so I had to be very honest with myself about what I could actually achieve, and that pretty much left me with one project. So, the project I'm doing next month, which is in only a couple of days, oh my god, is the project I kind of refer to it as a memoir. I'm not sure that it actually is a memoir, but probably. Some of you may remember my video, 37 Things I've Learned in 37 Years. I'm treating that video as an outline. What I want to do is to take it and expand on it. In that video, I do provide some explanation and background on some of the lessons, but some of them I just state it and move on, partly in the interests of time, but also because literally anyone can see a YouTube video, and I didn't want to put particularly triggering content in that video. I didn't want to expand on things, so I've just kind of mentioned them vaguely and allowed the viewer to interpret as they will. In writing this as a book, or converting it into a book I should say, my thinking is that I can take, here is a lesson, take from that what you will, and change it into, here is a story, this is what I learned from it. I also want to add several additional lessons which didn't make it into my original 37. So that's the plan. I do have a working title for this. I don't know if I should share it. There's always this like, what if I change my mind about the title thing, or what if I sell it and the publisher's like, no, that title sucks and it has to get changed, but then you guys are all very familiar with the original title. Like, how do I play that? So I don't know. Do I share it? I've decided yes in the last 2 seconds. Okay, so the working title for this book is Lessons from the First Half of My Life. So I expect, based on family pedigree, that I should live to approximately 90, give or take 5 years. So I would like this book to be published when I'm approximately 45, so it will actually be released at the halfway point of my life. So in theory, that means I've got about 6 years before I need this book out and about in order to meet that kind of arbitrary self-imposed time frame, which seems like a lot of time, but it's taken me a couple of years, I think 3 at least years, to write my Camino story. And then on top of that, there's querying time and submission, and then even if you immediately get things underway, like you get it written and you get it to a publisher, they can take a couple of years. They can bump back publication dates based on marketing mystical stuff I don't know about. So if I want this book published when I'm 45, I can't start writing it when I'm 44. I have to start writing it now, and that might mean that I write it now and I sit on it for a couple of years and continue to play with it, add bits here and there, but ultimately I kind of need to get onto it. So that's what this is going to be. I have an outline in the form of a video, so my plan initially is to actually pull up the video on one screen and then just kind of watch it whilst typing, and I can pull out the lessons and what of the video I want to keep, and then I can expand on that. I also have a little bit of a list of other things that I'd like to add, so that's the plan. I guess we'll see how that goes. It's a little bit scary to write something that's true, because people think they get to have an opinion and feelings and input when it comes to your own personal lived experience. So that's very scary, but it's also the only project that's approximately ready, so that's what we're going to do. I'm also down to quite low battery, so I guess that's going to be it for this video. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to be doing Nano and what you're going to be working on. I'd love to check out your videos. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!